Aloha, hello, bonjour, ciao, konnichiwa. What's Spanish, Royce?
Hola?
That wasn't really very Spanishy of you.
That's the Spanish one. There's not another one for it.
Yeah, but you could have Spanished it up a little bit, you know, wear a clown nose, have some big-breasted women around you.
Hola!
There we go. There we go. Now we're firing with all stereotypes. Hello, folks. You're listening to episode 4 of Revenge of the Cis, our very special political commentary program. And I am in a foul mood today. So
he's not in a good mood.
Probably going to have a bit of a short show, so I apologize for that. But I have to go to Tampa to live like a goddamn hobo. Like a fucking schnook. Because a bunch of assholes in North Carolina can't get their goddamn shit together. So here I am, folks. I'm going to pack my hobo bag after the show. So if you see me in Tampa, buy me a drink.
Yes, he needs it.
So really I'm Mersh, and this is Royce Lopez.
Hi, how are you?
Guess we'll do some current events stuff.
This is episode 4.
Episode 4 of Revenge of the Cis. 954-573-2780. We're batting pretty high with callers lately.
Yeah, we like our callers. This week the callers have been fun.
Yeah,
so
but don't be cocky.
Don't come in here all, I'm still the best caller. Nah, you're not gonna,
We had a few good callers, but I say law of averages is a lot of you stink.
Yeah, so don't stink.
Yeah, just don't stink if you call in. Have something.
Yes.
God damn it.
Well, the last time we did a show was Tuesday.
We did, and
So,
we had a lot of other programming to provide to the loyal, more like radio listeners.
Yes.
So we couldn't.
We're doing a lot of radio this week.
Doing a lot of stuff, a lot of things moving. You got to try to keep up, folks.
But the Revenge of the Cis people need their fix too.
They do.
And this
they also need to fucking start, donating to our Patreon.
Well, Patreon, we're not.
Shit is, come
Patreon,
on.
we're not sorry. I mean, help us out. We're helping you out.
Yeah, we're
Look,
trying to go
working.
fucking. We're gonna go fist fight juggalos and Nazis, and you assholes are sitting around.
We're not gonna actually hit anybody.
I meant
with our words,
philosophically.
Yes.
Throw these hands.
All right. Well, let's. This is a BBC news, Big Black Cock News. they are talking about digital blackface. It's only a minute and a half.
Wait. We don't just go right into a clip. What is digital blackface?
Why don't I let her explain? She's going to explain it.
Because she's going to do it in that smarmy SJW way. I can already feel it.
All right, well, why don't we give her a shot?
Just looking at this broad, I can already tell you.
This or this? Nothing like a good reaction gif, right? But you've probably noticed the most popular ones are of black people being dramatic. This is digital blackface.
Wait a minute.
Blackface
so this is a British black woman?
Yes, it's
so
a British
she's not
black
even
woman.
really black.
No. Okay, I don't want to stop on this because now this is going to...
I'm sorry.
No. My point is, the picture that we're on now is, of course, the one YouTube's going to use when we share it.
Before you hit play.
and BBC News has a minstrel show underneath us. So people looking underneath to see a... This isn't us. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm going to try it.
I'm just going to move it now.
Okay, there it goes.
Uses makeup with black. Minstrel shows depicted black people in all sorts of negative ways. Meaning stereotypes.
All right.
But they're comparing minstrel shows.
Don't pause it.
Don't pause. I'm sorry. Okay, I won't. I'm sorry.
We're on the image
I
above.
apologize.
Is the 21st century version of that. White people using GIFs to perform some kind of...
Okay, we can pause on this. This is a lot. We can pause on this.
We can pause on Mike.
This is Timbaland. Is it Timbaland?
I thought it was.
Don't say that because it's gonna not help our case.
He's looking very Mike Epsy in that picture.
Okay,
just saying.
fine.
So, and you know, all right. Well, my point is, so I'm getting what I'm gathering from this fucking. I'm assuming Vice, The Guardian,
BBC News
cunt is that. So what they're saying is, whenever somebody says something like dramatic or crazy, and you use like the Michael Jackson popcorn eating gif, or like the fucking Will Smith bug eyes, like from fucking Fresh Prince.
Or Welcome to Earth.
Or Welcome to Earth.
Right.
So she's calling that. I just want to summarize this for the listeners. That's digital blackface now.
Yes. Correct. But let's see if she explains.
As opposed to the clips from earlier where that was.
I'm not going back to them.
Well, no.
I won't do it. Because it's going to come back to bite us. You know that's how it works.
I have been annoying the shit out of the SPLC lately. So.
Exaggerated blackness. And that's not all. Let's talk about white people using dark-skinned emojis.
What?
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
First of all, I've never used the dark skin emojis because I won't have them in my phone.
Okay,
you know, I've said this countless times before, you know, that I had a nice phone. I got it fresh out of the store. It was worth a lot of money. And, you know, you start letting any old emoji move into your neighborhood. And the next thing you know, you're like, why are property taxes going up? Oh, well, property taxes down are a good thing.
Yeah, it's a comedy show also, folks. Just remember that.
This is a form of cultural appropriation, paying little respect to someone else's culture and using it however you please. So what's wrong with white people posting these GIFs and using these emojis?
Nothing.
I don't know, lady.
Absolutely nothing.
You're using a British accent. I feel like that's kind of tripping me out a little bit.
But, well, maybe she's from England?
Well, that's still, you know, maybe she's...
Is she appropriating British culture?
Yeah, what if she's from Manchester and she's trying to sound like she's doing that London shit? That's appropriation.
It's now called Person-chester. Can you please...
Manchester.
Refer to it correctly? Okay. Well,
they're going to change it to Did You Assume My Gender, Chester?
That's too long.
Well, black people are not here for other people's entertainment.
What about...
Wait a minute.
And then they show Tupac.
Wait a minute. Pause.
I did.
Pause.
It's paused.
Have you watched a recent VMAs? I know the answer's no. Obviously, the ratings don't lie.
Yeah.
But to the people that have, to the 3 or 4 of you that have seen the VMAs, you guys kind of are good at entertainment. I'm just saying.
Is that an insult?
You literally invented all forms of music.
As a matter of fact, white entertainers stole your music.
Led Zeppelin was
literally
entirely built on stealing from exclusively black artists.
Unapologetically, by the way. Unapologetically. Just
They're
stole.
still out there.
Yes.
And you're like, all right, wait, that's some howling black guy from the 50s that was way better, wrote a better song than you. But yeah, so you're telling me everything went from that to NWA to Tupac to Otis Redding to fucking literally to Lionel Richie to who was the guy who tap danced? Who was the tap dancing guy?
Is it Sammy
in
Davis?
all the movie? No, he was in the movies though. They did a whole tap dance. Gregory Hines.
Yes.
So all these people Just I don't.
And also Tupac. Because he's paused right
Does
there.
this lady want to live in a world of just Jason Mraz and John Mayer? Because I sure don't.
Hell, fuck no.
We're not symbols of excessive emotion, and we aren't here to make you look more sassy, more sexy, or more street. We don't want to be seen as having two-dimensional personalities.
Nobody thinks that.
I really, really dislike this autistic English broad.
Nobody thinks that. If anything,
could you imagine seeing this chick on Tinder, right? And being like, okay,
yeah, she's
now
cute.
we're talking.
She's definitely cute.
Yeah, and you swipe right or left. I don't know. I don't fucking use Tinder. What's the good one?
Right.
All right.
Right.
You swipe right on this broad, right? And you're like, she swiped right back. All right, we're cooking with cat. Could you imagine taking this joyless cunt to some sushi restaurant while she talked about how emojis are oppressing people across the world? I think not having fucking clean water in certain places. I think Syria getting bombed into dust every day is way more oppressive. Oh, could you just imagine trying to get in to this joyless hen's pants?
No.
What a fucking, oh God. I hate people like this. Stop projecting your joylessness on everybody.
Well, she has 22 seconds more to convince us.
Let us decide for ourselves how we wish to be perceived. Now, I'm not saying you have to be black to post these gifts, but what I am saying is...
by the way, she's talking lower, so now you can tell that she means what she's saying.
I'm not saying you should be black for posting these emojis, but I'm saying you should probably be black if you're going to post these emojis. Go fuck yourself, lady. Dumb fucking double talking bitch. Enough of you.
Think about what you're doing. Ask yourself why you're always drawn to that GIF or that emoji.
First of all, it's pronounced GIF, and I will not be corrected on this.
That's the real thing. Stop appropriating my fucking words.
Yeah, exactly.
I've used it as a child as a child.
She's really pretty.
She is pretty. She's absolutely very pretty.
But she's so punchable.
Very punchable.
But what do you think?
Well, what do you think? She asked. What do you think?
I think that you are a joyless cunt who fixates on things that don't matter and make videos that actually cause more divisiveness in the world, and you make the world a worse place than you left it. And I hope you die in a fire.
Oh, by the way, Stuart in the YouTube chat says she is kind of hot, though. Yeah, we all agree.
Nobody is disputing her
Trust
hotness.
Me, we agree.
And, here at the More Like Radio Revenge of the Cis family, we all have a lot of combined experience with dealing with really good-looking but irrational, dangerous, and sometimes annoying women.
Yes, agreed.
So we're not denying that she's a good-looking girl. That's
Absolutely.
why I said, could you imagine swiping right on Tinder and then actually putting on a collared shirt and cologne for this bitch so she could just dress you down about emojis while you pay for her fucking dragon roll?
You sit
Enough
there,
for her.
You sit there and you trim your pubes for the first time in 3 months, and you're like, "Oh, I did that," to then be talked down to.
Yeah, to meet a girl who probably wears a fucking a really scrubby looking Michelle Obama dress and probably doesn't shave her pits.
I'm sorry, but you say Michelle Obama wasn't the most beautiful dressed first lady of all
No,
time?
Michelle Obama was a good looking woman, but yeah, she was not glamorous, as they say.
Well, okay, I would agree. Well, what about, for example, they were yelling at the first lady because she was wearing heels to go to Houston. You heard about this, right?
Yeah, I don't listen to these people anymore. They're not rational people.
What do you mean, these people?
Anybody who didn't donate money or do anything to help.
Gotcha.
But had time to politicize a pair of high heels instead of focusing on all of the uplifting stuff that I saw.
Agreed.
All the great things that we saw people are capable of. If you're the kind of autist that's like, butter shoes, you're a piece of garbage. If you are somebody who saw Trump in Texas and went, Hillary wouldn't have went there. Anybody in the last week, you're garbage. You're fucking human garbage.
Anyone politicizing it? Yeah, because they're politicizing it now. They're saying that they were complaining that Trump went too early. I was listening to the news today because that's going to cause more chaos down there. Then he can't win, by the way. No matter what he does, he doesn't win.
I saw pictures of young black men wincing in pain because they had to literally physically touch an old white racist man. But they were carrying them to safety. You know what I mean? I saw people with Confederate flags with black people on their boats being like, get in, let's go get dry. We'll go back to hating each other when the rain passes through. You know what I mean? Like, there's moments that I really enjoy in this country where, and it was ruined by people going, but Trump, she wore a FLOTUS hat. Yeah, because she's the first lady of the United States of America, you fucking assholes. It wasn't a sinister plot.
Yeah, and you're right. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of good stuff, you know, and I saw a white dude on a jet ski pulling out a black lady. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one's fighting.
When everybody's like, she wore a hat and it says FLOTUS in the middle of a flood. I'm like, she's Eastern European. FLOTUS is probably a fucking dessert treat where she's from. It's probably a brand of dog food. You don't know.
But yeah, no, there's been a lot of good stories coming out, and everyone, both sides, have been politicizing it.
And I think that I've pretty much figured out like what the cure for this country is.
And what's that?
Just
natural disasters.
Constant, a wave after wave of terror and natural disasters, and just utter hell on earth. And I think
chaos.
Yeah, it seems to work all the time. Americans are really always like World War II, 9/11. Every time there's a hurricane or an earthquake, we are at our best. So I think that we should just be subject 24/7 to nothing but utter terror.
That way we're forced to be nice.
Yes. If everything's always on fire and the cops all just go home, like, we'll all step up.
I mean, you saw there's people blaming the natural disaster on global warming.
Wait,
on climate change.
The former WWE tag team, the natural disasters?
No.
Or actual natural
disasters.
Okay, because I was going to say Tugboat's dead. So
yes. Isn't Earthquake also?
Oh no, sorry. Tugboat's alive. Fred Ottman's alive. It's the other one. I always get them mixed up.
You can't talk about wrestling though because you're stupid. Remember?
Well, I'm friends with Fred Ottman on Facebook, so my apologies to Fred Ottman if you're listening.
Yes.
I always get you mixed up with Tenta. I'm sorry.
That's not nice. So, yeah, no, I mean, and they haven't politicized.
Is that Ernesto Trump?
No, that's not Ernesto Trump.
Is that our new correspondent? Our new Revenge of the Cis White House correspondent, Ernesto Trump.
I love me some Ernesto.
Got an inside guy at the White House now.
Yeah.
Like inside, outside guy.
We're the only news crew that has one of the Trump sons on retainer.
Yeah, well, us and Alex Jones.
You're right. I forgot Alex Jones. But yeah, no, they're politicizing it. They're saying that climate change is the reason that the hurricane happened.
Well, that's what it is. It's that and the heart machines. We all know that. I have the documents.
Oh, come on.
Poor Alex. He's always got the documents.
Remember when Jesse Ventura actually went to the heart machine and they wouldn't let him in and he was screaming at them?
Yeah,
Remember that?
He made like a kind of he made the kind of fuss that I would make if I wasn't allowed into the heart. Like, it was like 2 minutes of, but come on. No? All right. And then they had that weird standoff like on the road leading to the gate, and they were just getting footage of him standing there like mean mugging the heart machine. And that thing is so dangerous. Why would you travel and stand outside of the gate?
Here it is. I found it.
Wow, good quality.
Now, you did formally call them to see if we could get a tour of this place.
Whoever started the trend of taking phone videos of your standard definition television?
Bro, you're not understanding. The reason it's only on a phone video is because the man has taken the video off the internet. Don't you get it? This is the only way we can get it out there to the people, even though it was on True TV.
But I mean, the Zapruder film was better quality than this.
Here to see if we could get a tour of this place, and they turn this.
Why would you show up and think you're going to get a tour, you scumbag?
Well, he was a former governor
of another state. It doesn't work that way.
Are you sure?
If you're a dude, even if you're a current governor of Alaska and you're like, I want to get in there, they'd go, fuck, get out of here.
No.
Beat it, stupid. This is above your pay grade, governor. You know how genuinely unimportant a governor is in the structure of things?
Yeah, nobody cares.
Like when Abraham Lincoln just wiped out the entire idea of like states, You know what I mean? And we just became the United States of do what the fuck we tell you on a federal level. That was the end of that. Like, there was no governors don't have any goddamn power.
Yeah,
Governors stopped having power when the Civil War ended. It's so ridiculous. I was a governor. Yeah, you're just a guy who you go like, well, how about we put this much in the schools? And then a whole bunch of other people go, no.
And then they say no.
That's it. That's all you do. You useless cunt.
All right, here we go.
Air Force, Navy, military documents that actually lay this out. It's their own words, not our words.
You know, Doctor, what you're saying to me is scary. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you're talking about something that can be done with mind control.
With
where
mind
you can affect
control.
people's minds and they don't even know it.
That's correct.
And this is masses of people.
Right.
They can do
So
Can
there
I-
you know.
Can I ask you something? And
Sure.
don't give me the whole they're trying to sow discontent so they can install their leaders. Like,
Well, then
why
that-
are Antifa and the neo-Nazis burning our country down right now? If the heart machines can just make us do what they want, why did Hillary Clinton lose the election?
So they could sow
If the heart machine controls people's minds.
So they could sow Oh, I can't say that one.
Yeah, because if they're going to sow discontent, why? You already have the machine that eliminates discontent. It's like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like they can't control the weather.
Or minds or anything, or that maybe it is just a fucking research center.
Berkeley mayor, yeah, Antifa is a gang. This was
It's like they go, oh, well, what is the heart machine? Like, I don't know, you have Wi-Fi on airplanes now. Maybe it has something to do with that, you fucking asshole. They're studying the fucking ionosphere. Makes way more sense than mind control.
Berkeley mayor yesterday said Antifa is a gang.
Okay, well, here it is here. Revenge of the Siscast says Berkeley mayor is a terrorist. So eat a dick. Mayor, what's his name?
Well, Antifa beat up more people that didn't like in Berkeley last weekend, and the mayor's now saying that it could be time to classify the could be time.
You think?
Could be time,
think?
bro.
That is literally like somebody in Mosul going, you know, I'm starting to have a bad feeling about these ISIS guys. Like, I'm starting to think we backed the wrong horse here. You fucking piece of shit. You think so?
It says here. I think I have a video here. Berkeley mayor classified.
I think we should classify them as a gang.
Whoa!
Tough words from Berkeley's mayor about the army of anarchists who took over a peaceful rally, while others are defending their violent tactics. Good evening, I'm Veronica Dela Cruz.
I'm Alan Martin. Berkeley's mayor says it is time to confront the violent extremism on the left. Hundreds of black bloc anarchists were seen jumping the barriers,
So
some
can you
attacking
pause it?
Trump support.
Sure.
Why the fuck didn't he want to declare them an organization who were burning his town down? Why the fuck did he tell his police to stand down for 3 months?
That's what we've been. You know, it's funny.
For 3 months, you had them stand down.
That's what I've been hearing about a lot of these protests. Is a lot of policemen want to do something, and they're being told to stand
They're
down.
being told from high-ranking officials
Stand
to
down.
stand down because they want violence from the supposed right, the National Socialists, the neo-Nazis. They have basically they're allowed to arrest them, but the leftists that always pick the fight first, they seem to wear their little masks and slip into the crowd. Freedom of assembly, by the way, does not guarantee your right to wear a fucking mask like a faggot.
Correct.
And throw battery acid at people on Twitter who, by the way, Baked Alaska is gross. He's a gross person. But he doesn't deserve to go blind.
Right.
For going out and going, maybe white kids should have a future. Like, I don't believe in any of that 1488 horse shit, but I do believe that a guy could go out and harmlessly go like, white people, and not get battery acid
thrown at
in
him.
his fucking eyes. This mayor could have prevented that months ago. And they wouldn't have radicalized as many weird fucking James Alex Fieldy type people who were watching this on the news, who had to pick a side.
Well, I'd love to play more, but
Sorry.
it's
I'm
not
mad,
your fault. It's
dude.
not your fault. I'd love to play more, but you know the since this video is their own.
Also, I'm mad. So people, 954-573-2780 is our phone number if you'd like to call in. Because I'm mad. I'm really mad.
Yeah, I'd play more, but you know since it's
I'm not even funny mad. I'm just furious this week with everybody in this. I'm disgusted with everybody. You've all let us down.
Yeah, you know, you're right, and I would say all because Is anybody left without guilt? The Onion had a great article. The Onion's been fucking on fire lately. The Alt Center article that they wrote, the Alt Center.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's an alt middle page on Facebook now, too.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, the alt middle. It's like, just everybody shut up, go home.
Yeah,
Stop
everybody
it.
stop being stupid.
It's really ridiculous at this point. But, you know, and this is what kills me, and this has been my theory all along. And you can already see it. I've been doing some research. God, I'm starting to sound like that fucking asshole. I've got the documents. But I've been looking into it. They're already looking into passing all this legislation all over the country, different types of legislation, but all partisan shit. But all of it boils down to more rules, more regulations, more erosion of your civil liberties. And what's going to happen is we're not going... Like Antifa and the neo-Nazis aren't going to lose anything out of this because they're already breaking the law and being assholes. We're going to lose our rights if we don't band together against these idiots because we're going to, like, it's us. It's when fucking 19 scumbags with box cutters flew planes into buildings on 9/11. We got a little, pissing contest with the Muslims. But here in America, who suffered the most? Any one of us that has to fly an airplane. Anytime you have to invasively, like, to me, anytime I'm putting my belt back on and I didn't just get my dick sucked, it's weird. It's just a weird thing when you're in a public place in front of kids and you're putting your belt on and your shoe. It's a fucking weird. Like, we lost on 9/11. And then we lost again when we were like, Patriot Act, yay, TSA.
Take everything from us, yeah.
And it's, what the fuck? We didn't do anything on 9/11. 19 Saudi Arabians did something. But because we're so PC in this country, we can't just go, you know what? Fuck the Saudis, fuck Israel, fuck Iran, fuck that whole area. Nobody's allowed in here anymore, but nobody has to take their shoes off to get on a plane. I'd have been cool with that. We gave up our shit. It's going to happen again. They're going to do this every 12 or so years, they're going to come up with some fucking thing, and we're going to sign away more of our lives. This is disgusting. And, I was originally don't punch or hurt people for their beliefs. Punch Nazis, punch Antifa, let's all just run them into the goddamn sea.
Veronica Dela Cruz.
I'm Alan Martin. Berkeley's mayor says it is time to confront the violent extremism on the left. Hundreds of black bloc anarchists were seen jumping the barriers, some attacking Trump supporters at yesterday's rally. KPIX5's Phil Mateers in Berkeley with two different takes on the clashes at Civic Center Park. Phil?
That's right, Alan. It's not a new tactic. We've seen it previously both here in Berkeley and in Oakland. Anarchists mixing in with demonstrators, nonviolent, and then springing forth. This is what the mayor had to say about it today.
Mean Gene Okerlund is doing something with his life.
He looks terrible.
It's really, he does look terrible, but at least he's working, man.
Yeah, good point.
I think we should classify them as a gang.
Why do they have the
Avengers
Avengers symbol?
dressed in uniforms. They have weapons. They're almost a militia.
They're almost a militia.
They have an Avengers symbol. It's not even an anarchy symbol. It looks just like the Avengers symbol. They're getting all of their canon now from Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and fucking... That's it.
Can I say that's something you pointed out, and I don't know if you mentioned it on this show, but it's their level of reading and knowledge is so minimal.
It doesn't go past
everything is Harry Potter or Game of Thrones or
Star
some
Wars.
book or Star Wars. Like that's their level. Like, oh, Trump is. I don't know that much about Harry Potter. Trump is Voldemort. It's like, all right, like that's great, but it's a joke. It's Harry Potter's a fiction.
But it's like, you could. No, I know, because when I talk to people on the right, they'll be like, well, wow, man, this is really like, people say this is reminiscent of fascism in the 40s, but it's more reminiscent of like Kazimierz III over in Poland expanding his empires to, make for more farming. Like literally every time you talk to somebody on the right, they'll be like, yeah, this reminds me of the 1293 when Lord Thomas, Cromwell did. And it's like, all right. But when I talk to somebody on the left, they're always like, isn't he like Emperor Palpatine? Like, oh my God, he's like Darth Vader, right? Huh? And it's like, all right, can you reference anything beyond books? Hitler, or books we were required to read in high school. You know what I mean? Like, you're not some fucking. I'm tired of the dime store philosophy majors. Like, it's the worst thing is listening to. It's like anybody who thinks that Friedrich Nietzsche said God is dead and that was the end of the quote, you should be hung in a public square. It's that we've been just proliferating this ignorance for so long that now, like, all you got to do is know the basic buzzwords, join a club, wear a stupid mask, draw an anarchy symbol like it looks like it's at the top of Stark Tower. I hate these people. They're so hateable. There's no, at least on the right, people like reference wars that happened 500 years ago, and they know their history. And, you know, people on the right, they're both proud and ashamed of certain periods of their history. They look at it rationally, and the left, it's just like, they're living in a fucking emotionally driven cartoon universe that we can't sustain. It's unsustainable.
No, it's not, and here's why. It's one of those things where, and we talked about a little bit on the last episode, but you give a little, you give them a little, you give them a little, and it's never enough. It's something else will become the villain.
We warned against this years ago with the speech policing.
It's the you know, dude, I remember if you listen to the old shows, used to do the old Fifth Circle shows and stuff 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, we were saying this. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. People are playing with free speech, and everyone's like, nothing's happening to free speech.
And we were guilty of it ourselves,
of course,
because at the time we had to self-police because we were trying to expand and grow our brand. And it's like you got guys on your network that are dropping N-bombs all willy-nilly because they think that equates comedy. And then it's like we found ourselves even stepping in and going like, look, man, you know, context, at least create a thing where it's funny. But, you know, we're going to we've kicked people off the network.
We have.
Because of speech, which, you know, looking back, it wasn't the only reason. And they were toxic people that needed to go. And it was just another way for us to do that. But at the end of the day, it's like we saw it coming. We were like, dude, we lost sponsors over shit, like because people said the wrong word, and it's this economic warfare. It's gross.
They destroy you. They destroy everything that you're about. For a group that cares so much about children and kids and the children of the future, they're the ones that are suffering. You do not give a shit about those kids when you go out there and take people's livelihoods. You know, you take basically money and food away from children every time you do that. But it's okay. It's okay because you didn't like the words that they said. You know,
and I've had some really good years of my life, and I've had some really rough years of my life, and I've had some very vicious things that I'm still in court for. Mm-hmm. Things that happened 4 or 5 years ago that I'm still dealing with the outfall from, where vicious things were done to me to ensure that I didn't have a livelihood. And even before that happened to me, I never wished that on anybody.
No,
there was a girl. There have been girls, guys, all kinds of people that have worked for me that I've had to let go for one reason or another. And I've never motherfucked them. I've never been like, hey, you know, like, don't hire this piece of shit. Like, I never believed in waging economic warfare on people. Fucking not allowing somebody. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, now don't get me wrong. I won't vouch for you if you're a piece of shit.
No, of course.
But I certainly am not going to go like, I don't hire that guy. Like, you know, it's a fucking scummy thing to do. And when you,
here's what I'm going to say.
When you push people out of an ability to earn for themselves, when you push the Daily Stormer behind a Tor browser, when you start this is how radicalizing begins. It's dude, the Romans couldn't stomp out Christianity back in the day. You're not going to stomp out racism in one generation. It's not going to happen. People went underground with that shit.
Yep.
I'm not trying to equate Christianity to racism.
No.
But it is in a sense, because it's an ideology. It's, you know what I mean? It's this fucking strong dogma that they have, and you're not going to remove it in one generation. But by waging war on them, you are giving them all the ammunition they need to justify their actions. And then they can go out and tell people, look what these fucking people are doing to us. When you have people like HuffPo posting "goy bye" on fucking when Steve Bannon got fired, you create thousands of more white nationalists. And they get worse, and they get angrier, and they get weird and creepy and methier like Chris Cantwell. And, you know, they start running out and running over people with cars and macing people. And I'm not condoning that behavior.
No.
But if you're going to radicalize people, dude, nothing will push people over the edge of anger than being poor, having no resources, and not even, like, you do that to somebody, they don't even know how they're going to feed their family. They're going to drive a Dodge Challenger into a crowd of people.
No, you're right. When you villainize an entire group of people, you know, you villainize an entire group of people, you are going to get sects of that people that are going to be violent. They're going to get angry. And again, we're not condoning it. I think we've been very clear.
This is very clearly ties into Mahatma Gandhi's entire philosophy, which is sand, bobs, and vagine. And I've said that countless times.
Just because some Indians.
He was a good
Just
man.
because some Indians.
He was a good man. He just wanted the simple things in life.
I believe when he was celibate.
No, that's honestly what his hunger strike was about. Because they wouldn't send him pictographs of the Lady of Nottingham's private naughty parts.
I thought his hunger strike was two amazing grunge rockers.
No, he was just holding out for charcoal drawings of people's bobs and vagine.
Okay. If they had pictures back then, he wasn't that old.
Dude, you guys got to look into your real history.
I mean, I guess it is.
You fought for your right to shit in the streets. World's next superpower, ladies and gentlemen.
Here they come.
I had to cheer myself up. Now I'm happy again. Next topic. I'm in a good mood now.
We can finish this up real quick.
All I had to do was make fun of Indians.
We can finish this up real quick if you want.
Think about that in terms of our law enforcement approach.
By the way, can I point out Berkeley's mayor? This guy fucks.
Yeah, I don't like fat Marco Rubio's brother.
He
looks like fucking Marco Rubio's fat brother.
Ridiculous.
Mayor Jesse Arreguín says that he does not
Arreguín. There you go.
support the far right, but that it was time to draw a line on the left as well, especially with the Black Bloc anarchists who showed up in force and took over both the protest and the...
Even though they're violent, they don't look scary.
Well, because
they don't scare me. I don't know what. I mean, maybe maybe it's because there's a lot of them.
I had a very good conversation with my buddy Jeff Ray about this. They are... All right, their heroes are the commies, obviously, like USSR, all that fucking old Soviet shit. They love that stuff. Well, just like the Soviets, they sent a bunch of, like, they had power in numbers. The only thing the Soviets had was a bunch of slave warriors like Daenerys Targaryen that, like, really didn't want to be there. So they had the power in numbers, but they were these anemic, sick. The technology was broken down.
It is
like,
so
everything
true.
sucks about socialism.
The USSR was sending people in. It was a meat grinder.
The only thing
it was
they
a
have,
meat grinder.
The only thing
was numbers.
Communism will ever have is a lot of red shirts, and that's it. Just a lot of meat for the grinder, and that's it.
Yeah,
But
because
there's never going to be a fucking like the right are the ones that are like, I'll live off of one cucumber for 4 weeks, and I'll live in mud like Rambo. Like they'll never win.
Remember, a few years ago, we were making fun of those people that were building those bunkers underneath their house and stockpiling food and having their guns. We're like, these guys are crazy. What's going to happen? Now, you know what? I'm not saying that you need it, but wouldn't you feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, now we're all panicking to try to like stockpile shit, and these guys are just whittling wood on their porch, whistling.
Whistling, yep.
Yeah, while their dog plays in the yard. No, I'm ready for it.
They have 75 hidden compartments for their guns.
Y'all made fun of me in 2003. I mean, it was only 2 years after 9/11. And you guys made fun of me, but here we are.
Here we are.
Everybody's got their dumb shipping containers buried in their backyard.
They're the ones that have air conditioning, and they have an NES system down there. They're ready to party.
Yeah, an original NES.
Yep.
But hey, look,
they have something.
Fucking dude, nuclear apocalypse. You're gonna be happy to have fucking Super Mario 3.
Yep.
And not Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, no, Super Mario 3 is an NES.
You
got
a
it.
Super
You got
Nintendo.
it.
Really, any cartridge based.
Any cartridge
You'll
based
be all right.
Cartridge-based technology will be fine during the nuclear fallout. We're saying it right here on Revenge of the Sith.
With my luck, though, I'm gonna end up in somebody's bunker that only has a Dreamcast. That's like 4 games.
I listen to how other conservative shows get their sponsorship, and I will immediately sell food insurance. I'll be the first one to say it.
Guys, you need food insurance.
You need it. Look, we'll do it. We'll do it.
We're going to do this on the house.
This
you
one's
guys
on
get
the
a little
house.
bit on us, and then, you pay us.
At the end of this, insert your name. Listen, right now, you have anarchists running in the streets, hitting people with sticks. You're going to want food insurance.
Should I be Mark Levin then?
You could be Mark.
Guys, I'm telling you, you got to get food insurance. You got to have it, I'm telling you. Ever since Alexander Hamilton had to run away from Aaron Burr in a hail of gunfire, we have all had food insurance in this country.
I love your Levin. That's a great
During
Levin.
the War of 1812,
Yep.
we all know how Andrew Jackson saved America. And he did it by fucking Napoleon in one of the best trade deals ever. Guys, coming up, I'm going to play more Linkin Park songs, and we're going to get a phoner with Sean Hannity because Lord knows I can't sustain my own ratings. Coming up next. Mark Levin Show. Are we at commercial yet? What are we? How do we? We're at break now.
We're at break.
Okay, good. Oh man, you know sometimes I really wish I could say more racist stuff on the air. You know, but the guys at Fox are, you know, they're a real pain in the ass. They're real sticklers about that. Wait, you said hello?
Yeah, back in 5
Do we have a commercial? Wait, I thought we were. Why could I sort of hear myself in my headphones?
It's okay. It's fine.
They didn't hear the thing I just said about the racist thing?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so we're good, right?
All right, we're 5, 4, 3,
Shame
2,
about that,
and
Chester
we're back.
Bennington. And we're back. Mark Levin, of course, top of the hour for you. And what were we talking about? The War of 1812. Yes, a lot of people don't understand Trump today, modern day. He has a lot of tie-ins with when you look at the Magna Carta. It was signed in the 1200s. Legal document. First document of freedom. That is Trump, folks.
That Levin impression is fucking fantastic.
I have to stand on a tiny little shot glass turned upside down so I can reach the microphone. Him and Ben Shapiro
should have a short off.
Should do a show where they live in a studio apartment, but it looks like the apartment from Friends.
I'd watch it. I'd watch that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd watch that show.
The not very odd couple.
Okay, I swear to God, we're gonna get through this.
Part and played a part in yesterday's violent clashes.
I think we're going to have to think big picture about what's the strategy of how
You think, you fucking fat asshole?
He's a modern day soothsayer.
Spanish mini Chris Christie thinks they might have a problem brewing in. Oh, I think we might have a problem brewing here in Berkeley. That's what I mean. He sounds like if the mayor of Mosul in Iraq today said, you know, I'm starting to think twice about these ISIS guys. I think we backed the wrong horse here, fellas.
He looks like somebody who's about to quit trying to be a real estate agent. Right? If for those not it's Mayor Jesse or Arreguin.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who's already stuck with 6 months that he rented on that park bench.
Yep.
With his dumb fat double
But
chin
now he
picture
needs
on
it.
But everybody literally he paid for this park bench, but now he's leaving real estate and he can't get the money back for the park bench. So while he goes out to job hunt and read classifieds and try to find a new gig, he has to look at the park bench
every day
where people have drawn dicks on his face.
Yep.
But he
Every
still
day.
tries to clean the bench, even though he doesn't do real estate anymore, because he's just mad about the massive amount of dicks and cum all over his dumb face. As some homeless guy fucking shits. Yeah, some homeless guy covered in shit sleeps on his dumb face with dicks on it.
Yeah, his park bench looks like an old Perez Hilton article.
Fuck you, Jesse Arreguin. Enough of you.
deal with these violent elements on the left as well.
The mayor said it was also time.
But who are Nazis? That's just a regular lady. She doesn't seem like a Nazi to me.
Antifa should change their slogan to "Please be patient. I have autism."
I like that.
Please be patient. I have autism. I do blame the vaccines.
Protesters to take a stand as well.
We also need to hold accountable and encourage people not to associate with these extremists because
Is anybody else sick of these politicians?
Protest or
Yes.
With their fucking roundabout way of talking, like they basically talk like sports figures now. Like, oh, what are you gonna do about the violence in Berkeley? Well, we all just got to work together like a team, and do our best, give 100%, and I think we can. It's the same thing with politicians. Things are problematic, and we need to look at things from both sides and form another committee that will just pocket money and never actually fix the problem.
And then we'll spend more money prosecuting them for pocketing said money.
Oh my God.
Don't forget that.
I hope Joseph, whatever his name, Jesse,
not going to work here anymore.
I hope the mayor of Berkeley is home fucking cooking fajitas later and he knocks the pan over.
Why would he sue me cooking fajitas?
Because it's a delicious food.
It is
people
delicious
enjoy.
food.
And he does live in the southwestern United States.
Good point. Good point.
organizers today.
And also he's Hispanic.
However,
I do like Antifa's color scheme. I have a problem with it. You stole it from Nazis.
I thought they stole it from the Kingsguard of the Lannisters.
The new Lannister Kingsguard. Yeah, the bad guys.
The bad guys, yeah.
No, but yeah, this is exactly red, white, and black. Is you kind of, for an anti-fascist organization,
very fascist.
You really like fascist color schemes.
Black Bloc's presence.
White supremacists and fascists are not welcome, and that if the state is not going to protect us.
This is Sarah Kirshner, National Lawyers Guild.
Yeah, Sarah Kirshner from the National Lawyers Guild. Now, I'm just going to say that, and we'll leave it at that and continue.
That's fair.
Sarah Kircher.
And they do not, that we are going to protect ourselves and welcome those who stand with us.
Our news crews found that most of the conservative demonstrators in the park yesterday were
A
Trump
news
supporters.
cruise sounds like something you like could go on. Like you pay money to like do a ride along with the news crew. Right, pay $500, be on our news cruise.
All right, you're gonna have to wear this bulletproof vest. It's just reliable, reliable.
Yeah, you don't even get that with the cops.
No, you don't. But with
News
them,
crew, they're like, yeah.
just you're liable. We're liable.
Who repeatedly denounced Nazis and racists.
What is Billy Corgan doing there?
Probably selling a shitty tea.
Wow, man, NWA has not been kind to him.
No.
Am against the white supremacy.
And
They're
while
all
it did-
against white supremacy, but what is that?
What? Yeah, explain it to me.
How bad of a problem
Can I
is
explain?
it?
I've lived in this country my entire life.
I miss when these commies used to cry about poverty.
Right.
At least that was a valid problem. I am so sick of the parrots. They're just, and it's just as bad on the right. I'm not saying Antifa is the only offender here, because the right, it's the same thing. Everything. It's always the Jews. And you're like, all right,
we get
but
it.
do you have anything else to bring to the goddamn adult conversation? But these guys are just as bad. It's literally white. It's. I don't even know. I don't even know how minorities like watch this and aren't sick, because it's all whites.
And it's pandering
It's
too.
literally white people fighting white
Notice
people.
All the people wearing the MAGA hats. No, there was a couple people wearing MAGA hats that were black and Hispanic and Asian. But so far,
Good. The mayor also praised Berkeley police for holding back and ceding the park to the
This
anarchists.
this boils down to
folding back and seeding the park.
this fight. This is why minorities are tired of white people in this country. I'll say it now, because they watch the news, and if all you see is self-hating white people burning down half of the country, and a bunch of people who shouldn't be as proud as they are to be white.
Agreed.
Burning down the other half of the country. I don't see, like, remember a year ago when everybody's like, Black Lives Matter. Should it be a terrorist organization? No. I'm starting to watch TV and think that maybe, and I'm not pandering here, but maybe mentally ill white people could be a factor in the problem here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Maybe. Just saying.
There's retards on both sides. I would agree.
Self-hating whites and a bunch of whites who are inexplicably proud of simply coming out of a white vagina, burning the entire country down. It's amazing.
On the ruse that they're helping people.
Yeah, everybody's helping. I'm helping.
We have a bunch of Ralph Wiggums walking around on both sides.
I'm pedaling backwards. That's what they're doing that to our country.
It tastes
They're
like
literally
burning.
pedaling backwards while we're trying to move
as
forward.
hard as we can.
Black Bloc was trying to provoke the police.
I remember Black Bloc. They used to open up for Arcade Fire.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah, it was Black Bloc, Arcade Fire, and then I think the Roots were at one of those shows.
Since some of the more sort of conservative protesters had already left or were already escorted out safely.
What would you say to the guy that was getting chased down the street?
Well, it's unacceptable. I mean, anyone who was injured, it's completely unacceptable.
Jesus ain't gonna come and be your savior today.
And
Jesus ain't gonna come and be your savior today.
How do you know?
How do you know that?
Did you speak to him?
Yeah. You don't know what Jesus is gonna do.
we are going to be looking at video.
They're spitting on him. Look at that. No, they're literally spitting on him.
We're going to be identifying people.
In the wake of Charlottesville,
They're spitting on this man. He's done nothing, but he's not doing anything.
His troubles in Berkeley, the mayor also called on neighboring UC Berkeley to call off next month's planned Free Speech Week.
How ironic is it calling off a Free Speech Week?
Well,
how that's not irony. Like, I mean, isn't that exactly the opposite of what it's about?
Well, don't worry, because soon free speech will just be canceled. So that'll be a thing soon. Well, it's already happening.
That would feature Milo Yiannopoulos, whose last appearance at Berkeley triggered this riot.
Is anybody sick of that asshole,
He
too?
needs more attention.
Just him and Richard Spencer both need to die. And I don't mean like, I mean like in a Game of Thrones-y way.
Like Red Wedding?
Yeah, like Ramsay Bolton style.
It's oh, good. More tear gas. That's what we needed.
That's the right thing to do. And if they don't do that, then they need to work with the city and potentially assist the city through resources to be able to adequately police what we know is going to be.
Listen to all the vagities he's saying.
That's what I mean. They talk like athletes now.
I know, but
step
my
up
point
100% as a team.
through resources. Listen to what he said. Through resources. What does that mean? What resources?
We're going to utilize the resources at our disposal.
Yeah, but what are those? Like what's the phone number
We
for
have
those
community resources, outreach programs.
Okay, what are some of those
And,
programs?
well, we have representatives in the community that.
What are some
handle
of their
these.
names?
We have. We have churches and local.
Okay, like what are some?
Well, the community leaders. I mean,
Okay, like what's their? Like, can I call the guy? What's his
what
number?
we're going to do is we're going to provide certain areas in the city.
What
where
areas?
people can contact these outreach organizational
Yeah, okay, cool.
representatives.
Can you
and
give
then
me
we
a phone
can
number?
Utilize
I'll text them.
our community resources.
How about a website?
in
Is there
order
a website?
to end this problematic behavior?
Okay, forget it.
And in order
I'm
to
just gonna go punch that guy.
create a
I'm
safety
gonna punch
net
that guy
for
because
our
if you're not gonna help
citizens.
me, I'm gonna go punch that guy.
Because our city.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go punch that guy. Thanks
Because
anyway.
we get
All
our
right, you can
strength
stop
from our
talking.
citizens.
I'm just gonna go hit him. But that's what's going on,
Our
right?
strength lies in our ability to create outreach resources
Forgot my phone.
for the community.
This guy's still going.
To bring
I punched two
together
people while you were saying that.
Well,
I punched
and,
two
and
of
that's
them.
we strongly discourage that.
Okay, cool.
And although our officers will not arrest you for doing so,
Who are you talking to?
However,
There's not even any cameras here. Who's this for?
it's just he's an animatronic.
Can somebody
fat
turn this man off?
Yeah, he's an animatronic fat Hispanic man.
Ooh, more fires.
Be a large protest that will spill out
We
onto the
could.
city streets.
We keep talking about replacing all these McDonald's employees. We could literally replace every mayor in this country with an information kiosk. I swear to God.
You're so fucking right.
Please press a button to reflect which tragedy occurred. Antifa violence.
Okay.
Problematic activities. It would just be a hologram that would pop up. Hi, thank you for your interest in Berkeley. And
Can they be hologram Tupacs?
Dude, politicians have been saying the same thing for so many years. Can we replace them with just kiosks, with touchscreens?
It'd be wonderful.
Thank you for pushing this button, and we're sorry you're having this problem. Press options 1 through 6 for reassuring drivel.
Whoa.
Now, UC has responded saying they appreciate and understand the mayor's concerns, but the free speech event is being put on by students, and that the university has neither the legal right or the ability to cancel it.
Now, here's what I heard. I just heard this today. That's true. It's going to go on, and there are going to be people speaking, but they won't put tickets on sale or anything until you have to pick up the tickets the day before. So they are trying to control how many people are going to be there.
Yeah, because that'll work.
No, it's not. Of course it's not.
It's going to be a goddamn shit show. And that's why, and I guess it's a good time to plug into
Perfect time
that
to
Royce
plug
and
in.
I will be going to the D.C. rally on September 16th for the Juggalo Mother of All Patriot rallies. It's going to be, we're filming a road documentary. It's going to be a comedy. Myself, Jeff Ray, Royce, a lot of people are working behind the scenes, actually writing material for this. It's going to be really bananas. So if you want to support directly, you can just go to my PayPal. We're using all the money we raised just for this, and it's paypal.me/Mersh Comedy. And yeah, we're going down there, but I was only bringing that up to point out that like a Berkeley thing is something we never would have gone to. We would never go to one of these.
We're not crazy.
Like we would go to one of these if we had like 30 people going in a group. But like, I'm not worried about where we're going. We're gonna actually bring you a fun thing, and
it's gonna be fun.
Seeing as how we're just trying to make something silly and fun out of it, and kind of make some new friends and kind of bring people together on this one. I think the attitude's going to be a lot different in DC. I think the Juggalos and the I don't think it's going to be Nazis. I think that word just gets thrown around. From my contacts and the people that I can see that are going, there'll probably be some there, but I think it's a lot of the bubbas, the civic nationalists, the oath keepers, and the bikers, and just the Trump like MAGA people. So we're probably going to eat a lot of barbecued meats. Oh, a lot of booze, a lot of Fago going on.
Weed is legal in the nation's capital, so we have
Is
that.
it?
Yes, it is.
What?
Recreationally legal in Washington, D.C.
Oh, shit.
Yep,
yeah,
100%.
We will be needing to raise a little bit more money than originally planned.
A little bit more.
Probably about 45 to 60 more bucks, depending on
really
market
precise.
rate. Yeah, just depending on market
Is
rate.
it Bitcoins again? Oh, it's not Bitcoin.
You could use Bitcoin. We're not sorry. .bitcoinwallet.
Look at that.
.com. Give us Bitcoin, bruh.
Something else I want to, and we're going to do a little bit more, but something else I did want to plug before I forgot was our show in general, which you're watching now. This is just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more structured than this, but it's going to be, the goal is to do 5 a week and put one free out and then have Patreon people get all the shows. We want this to be our full-time job. So patreon.com/we're not sorry.
And it may be a part-time job until
it becomes a full-time
until
job.
it becomes a full-time
Exactly.
job. So it may not be 5 shows a week. And
But that's my point is that's the goal.
the goal is to eventually bring you guys
As many as possible.
full-time content.
Correct.
Which would be the plan.
Right.
We would basically, because you see like a lot of these other sites are doing it, and like Liberty Media is completely crashing and burning. Compound Media looks more like a campsite now. So there is, I think, more. Fan bases are going to move around, and I got other shows I'd like to bring you guys to, like other people.
Yes,
that it would be very easy for us to InfoWars it, just do our show, and then stick somebody in here in the hour after, and just have more content. So we got a lot of cool stuff. But the big thing right now is this fucking rally. We really need, this is going to be our coming out party because we are homosexuals and we have sex with each other behind the scenes. And
I didn't know we're going to talk about that today.
Okay, but it's going to be our big coming out party.
Okay.
So sequined outfits, juggalo face paints.
I wish you would have talked to me off air about
and
this
a
a little bit.
lot of
Okay.
dicks.
I
A
guess.
lot of dicks.
I didn't know that was
just handfuls of dicks.
I mean, whatever. Well, that's fine.
We're going to be dual wielding it, as they say in the game community.
And then we're going to try to add sound effects to, make it sound like lightsabers or something cool like that.
Yeah, because that's cool.
Super cool.
It's something cool.
Yeah,
like
lightsabers.
I hate you.
We have to. By the way, yesterday we talked about this a little bit on the More Like Radio show, but I do want to talk about this today here. And this was the since yesterday, CNN has been trying to scrub the internet of this video, and it was there at the hurricane shelter in Houston. And they were talking to...
The only thing CNN needs to scrub is their logo, their name, their corporate identity, and their staff.
Anything else?
I guess that's it. That would be a good start.
Okay.
See, you're standing with some folks there right now, including a little girl who I guess has to deal with all of this as well. What can you tell us?
Let me introduce you to Danielle here. Danielle, you just arrived. Share with us how you were rescued.
Some guys had called our phone and asked us where we were. We was waiting for the police for like 36 hours and they never came. And we was waiting at the home. We did the white flags and everything and nobody came. But then somebody had called the phone after we decided to leave the house, and we had walked to the gas station with the kids, and then they had called and came and picked us up. But we had been there like 5 days with no food and no lights, and nobody came. Nobody came.
Now you're with your children.
Now, here's when it turns.
Heard of stories of mothers trying to save their children from the rushing waters. Can you tell us how that was?
Through 4 feet of water to go get them food on the first day. Yeah, that's a lot of But y'all sitting here, y'all trying to interview people during their worst times. That's not the smartest thing to do. People are really breaking down, and y'all sitting here with cameras and microphones trying to ask us what the is wrong with us.
I'm so
and
sorry.
you really trying to understand it with the microphone still in my face, with me shivering cold, with my kids wet, and you still putting the microphone in my face.
Sorry.
I'm going to join.
This chick is she is everything. She is literally the woman that so many of you women think you are.
Yep.
She is the woman that you women picture inside of yourself when you're singing R-E-S-P-E-C-T at fucking bad karaoke night.
Yep.
That she is the one that just said, look here, fucko. Let me tell you, let me give you the business. I love this woman. And I'm still looking for anybody who can find a verified crowdfunding thing for this woman, because I do want to give her some cash. I'm broke myself, and I'm doing the hobo thing this week, and I'm still going to throw this woman some cash, because she is She's awesome.
She said what everybody has been wanting to say to the entire media for a very long time.
And CNN has scrubbed it. They won't even.
Yeah, on YouTube at least, it's really hard to find. Like you'll find, of course, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
But they're trying to actively delete it. Like it's getting to that place where I had to go through like 2 or 3 of people recording it off the TV.
Yeah, come after us, CNN. Come on, bitches.
Fuck them.
Give a fuck.
They can't see. They can't publicly do that shit because that's how they get in trouble.
Bunch of fucking assholes, man. CNN has become what Fox News used to be. Like it's just. Everybody it still kills me when people will link me to a CNN article and then be like, yeah, Fox. I call it faux news. I'm like, you just linked me to a CNN article. They're the biggest current joke right now of the media world.
Yeah, I think they're number 3 in ratings, even second to MSNBC.
Yeah, nobody cares. MSNBC overtook them as the liberal network.
Yep.
Because CNN tried this insidious, oh, no, we're neutral.
The fuck,
bullshit,
yeah.
And people saw through it, and then they lied. And MSNBC, look, MSNBC has the biggest anti-right slant of any network. Mm-hmm. And they've dived into some embarrassing shit. But even MSNBC didn't run with the crazy hooker peeing on Trump's story and all the stuff 4chan trolled you into. Like, CNN has been fucking clown shoes, like amateurs. It's really been embarrassing.
Yeah, they had a lot of retractions.
They're a mess. They blackmailed that guy who made the meme.
Dude, they blackmailed the guy over a meme. Like, yeah, you're right. It's not.
Yeah, it's not an isolated incident. They have been fucking crashing and burning. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Donna Brazil leaking. The questions, come on,
and
man.
This is why when people ask me
phony.
why I still love Trump, and trust me, I've got my issues with Trump. I do. I got a lot of issues with Trump. Why do I still like him? Because he does play 4D chess. Like, he really does. Like, he trolled CNN into self-destructing. Like, that is... Say what you want about the man. He's a little gruff. Maybe he needs to put the fucking phone down once in a while at 4 a.m. on Twitter. That stuff I get. And they're all valid criticism. But you cannot say the man is an idiot. You can't say he's stupid. He did to CNN what 4chan did to Shia LaBeouf, which is trolled them out of their sanity and actually got them to where they made irrational moves. And I mean, dude, if I were a CNN shareholder, I would hate Donald Trump. You fucking asshole. Like, well played, though. Well played.
Do you think they'll recover? I don't think they'll recover. At least they're...
My prediction is they might have to end up rebranding or doing something. They'll do something like WorldCom did, where like WorldCom stayed WorldCom, but they became like something else. That's what they do. They just rebrand, roll out with a new crew, act like nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
the system's not going to change.
Comcast got really bad customer service stuff, so now they're Xfinity. Change the name. People don't think
that's our system here in the world, and we're gonna keep eating shit and calling it something else.
Some stuff that I wanted we don't have time to dive into today, but future show. I want to get some people on and talk about the debt ceiling. I want to talk about closing down the government. I think that's stuff that...
Whoa, there's a debt ceiling?
A debt.
Oh.
Debt. Dead Ceiling would be awesome, though. That would be a band that would open for Arcade Fire.
Yeah, or just like a Deadpool movie shot upside down.
I'd watch it. I mean, you could do it. I guess you could do it with any movie. Just flip the TV, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that would just be too much work. I just feel like you just remake the whole movie upside down so I don't have to tilt my head.
You're right. I don't see any flaw in your logic.
When I'm right, I'm right.
Well, guys, it's about time for us to wrap up. We gave you a show, though. We gave you a show.
PayPal.me/Merch Comedy if you want to kick it on the Juggalo right-winger documentary extravaganza, Royce and Merch Healing America. At Merch on Twitter, whatever, I don't know.
Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry.
Yes, Patreon.
Really help us out. And we're going to try to do this as often as possible. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for listening.
Later.